5 kids burned alive in a house fire, but their bodies were never found, not even bones. How is that possible? Christmas Eve 1945. The Sodder family in West Virginia. 5 children went to bed upstairs. Maurice, Martha, Louis, Jenny, and Betty, ages 5 to 14. Around 1 a.m., Jenny woke up to the smell of smoke. The house was on fire. She screamed for George, and together they got 4 of their children out safely. But the staircase to the second floor, it was already engulfed in flames. George ran outside, looking for a ladder to reach the upstairs windows. But his ladder, which he kept right by the house, it was gone, disappeared. He tried to start his trucks to drive them closer to the house, climb on the roofs. Both trucks, which had worked perfectly the day before, wouldn't start. By the time the fire department arrived 45 minutes later, the house had burned to the ground. The fire chief told the family not to worry. The children's bodies would be found in the ashes. But here's where it gets really disturbing. When they sifted through the debris, there were no bodies, no bones, no teeth, nothing. 5 children had completely vanished. The fire chief claimed the intense heat had cremated everything. But cremation takes 2,000 degrees and several hours. House fires burn at maybe 1,400 degrees, and this fire lasted just 45 minutes. Then the strange details started coming out. That afternoon, a stranger had asked George about his trucks, asking how they worked. The same trucks that mysteriously wouldn't start. The phone lines had been cut, not burned, cut. A bus driver came forward and said he'd seen the 5 children in a car driving away from the house before the fire department even arrived. But the most chilling part, 2 weeks before the fire, a life insurance salesman had threatened George Sodder, telling him his house would go up in smoke and his children would be destroyed. George and Jenny never stopped searching. They put up a billboard on Route 16 with their children's photos that stayed up for decades. They hired private investigators. They followed every lead. In 1968, they received a photograph in the mail. No return address, just a photo of a young man who looked exactly like their son Louis would have looked 23 years later.